Hello, how are you today? Do you want to dive into a book that might just surprise you, whether it becomes your next favorite or one you might skip? Let's find out what readers are saying about it.
Dobbs the dog who has 11 likes says. Received from NetGalley. Thanks CW Toxic Abusive Parents. I really loved this book. I liked this more than The Nightmare Before Christmas. Which is saying a lot. Because I also loved that one. I think the reason I like this one more is because it has my favorite trope. Enemies to lovers. And as the story progresses, you really see that Locke is a good guy, doing his best for his holiday. So, maybe not so much of an enemy as Chris first thought. I also thought that the mental health representative was quite good in this, in that it felt realistic for someone who is in denial about their mental health challenges. Chris quite obviously has anxiety and has been struggling with his mental health since his mom abandoned their family when he was young. Reading about the toxic parents was really challenging. As a parent, I don't know how someone could ever treat their kids in that way. Regardless of their age, I think that Raasch did a good job of showing how important it is for some people's mental health to create boundaries, even when it feels like those boundaries are being mean to the other person. I think she also did a good job of the importance of wanting to be better for yourself, in addition to wanting to be better for the person you love. Finding that special someone doesn't cure you, but they can help you and accept you. Which is better anyway? So many things to love about this book. And I absolutely can't wait for more in the series. Cotty who has 11 likes says. 4.25 stars. Story 4 stars. Audio 5 stars. The Other Prince of Christmas and the Prince of St. Patrick's in a Quarrel. Great story. Great audio. Loved the narrator. I only wished the whole situation with the Santa parents hasn't been dealt with so disappointingly. The issues they had with their parents. For Cole in the first book, mainly with the dad, and for Chris with his mom here, have been such a huge thing for both brothers personally that I was very surprised that it wasn't resolved more clearly. No, it honestly doesn't feel resolved at all. But well, at least the boys are happy now. Royals and Romance Series Book 1 The Nightmare Before Christmas 4.5 stars. Book 2 Go Luck Yourself 4.25 stars. Kit Metaphors and Moonlight who has 7 likes says. I don't have a ton of thoughts about this one, but I liked it. It had fun enemies to lover banter. It had a great romance build up. It had an adorable brother relationship between Chris and Cole. It had character development and discussion of abuse and mental health and panic attacks. It had lovable characters I felt for. I liked these two as a couple and enjoyed their chemistry. It had St. Patrick's Day celebrations. It had light-hearted moments and some heavier or angstier moments. I didn't love it as much as Book 1, but it was a solid book that kept my attention the whole way through. I did have one annoyance, which was spoiler the breakup and drama of finding out Locke had lied barely. It was so forced. The info changed nothing. Chris knew what Locke's uncle was like, how abusive and demanding he was. Chris kept being like, Locke wasn't taking our magic to fix his holiday, but he was. He was taking it because his uncle was demanding he pay back the magic he used last year to try and fix his holiday. And Chris had to know Locke's feelings were real, regardless of what Locke's uncle said. So his reaction felt extreme. Spoiler, it was at least only a small part of the book though. The audiobook narrator, Dylan Riley Fitzpatrick, was fantastic. He brought so much personality and emotion to his performance. Really captured all of Chris' joy and struggle and desire and angst and mental journey. And the characters all sounded sufficiently different, including different accents, and they were all portrayed naturally and with great emotion. This is a part of a series in which each book is about different main characters. Some characters, plot info, and backstory from the first carries over a bit into this one. and some of the concepts about the holidays are explained more in the first one. I'd recommend starting there. But you can probably just start here if you really want to. Overall, an enjoyable enemies to lovers romance with some St. Patrick's Day fun thrown in, rating 4 stars. Read date 2025 format audiobook recommended for fans of Book 1 in Sara Raasch's Royals and Romance series. Anyone who likes romance, enemies to lovers, lovable characters, holidays, a bit of angst, and sweet sibling relationships. Original review metaphors and moonlight. Bethany beautifully bookish. Bethany, who has 16 likes, says 3.5 stars. Rounded upa fun gay rom-com that didn't live up to the first book, but was still a good time. Go luck yourself is an enemies to lovers romance between the spare prince of Christmas and the crown prince of St. Patrick's Day during a diplomatic mission to repair an unintended offense, i.e. Lachlan kept stealing Chris' reserved study room at college, and out of annoyance he filled the room with tinsel, not knowing who he was. These books are fun because they don't take themselves too seriously, though the main characters in this were a lot more immature in the way they interacted and handled things, which I did find annoying at times. Ultimately though, it's an entertaining romp with two knuckleheads who eventually find their way to each other and save the day. I received a copy of this book for review from the publisher. All opinions are my own. Kara, who has 9 likes, says, kicking my feet and screaming a bit over this one. Not gonna lie. 5 You're my dream guy. Made flesh stars. I loved Nightmare Before Christmas, so my excitement level for Chris' book to release was high. But I did not expect to enjoy this one even more than Cole's story. How did that happen? Sara is an absolute magician when it comes to banter, pining, and internal monologues. Go luck yourself was such a fun ride. The plot here runs along similar lines to Christmas. There is a mystery happening and it is threatening the holidays' joy, but this story felt a lot less plot heavy and more focused on Chris, his emotional mental health journey, as well as his romance with Locke, the St. Patrick's Day prince. Guys, this book was hot from the get-go. Lachlan, the St. Patty Daddy, as a friend of mine called him ever so accurately, was an absolute dommy, bossy, sexy delight. Every damn thing that came out of that mont's mouth was pretty much my kryptonite. If Christmas Cole was the hottest himbo to ever himbo in NBK, then in Gly the dommiest daddy to ever daddy award goes to Lachlan. Jesus Christ, hello, baby. So the basic premise is that Chris is lost and floundering. He is back in college, but has no purpose, no goal when he is not helping Cole with Christmas. What is he even good for? Poor baby is in the middle of a big identity crisis. In a hilarious meet-cute, he and Locke meet one another in a war over study rooms, and the magical media has a field day painting Locke as the new asshole of the magic world. When mysterious findings in the Merry Measure cast suspicion on Locke's holiday is St. Patrick's Day, stealing magic from Christmas, Chris is sent to visit Ireland to get some answers, and let me tell ya, the two of them together is absolute fire. From the very first moment Chris and Locke laid eyes on each other in the study room war, they have been fire. So pretend to hate one another all you want, boys, it only makes it hotter. Both boys are battling family demons, different demons, but demons. They could not be better suited for one another, with Locke needing to take control and Chris needing to relinquish it, needing to give it all up so he can finally relax. I absolutely loved the way they slowly gave in to wanting each other, and the way when they finally did, it just got better and better as they realized how well they complemented one another in every damn way. I think I know. You want me to decide? You want me to take away the need to choose? My whimper this time isn't pathetic, it's downright groveling. Of course, there's some push and pull and political holiday drama, but the supporting cast of siblings and Friends on both Chris and Locke's sides rounded all of that out beautifully, giving Cole, Iris and Hex a chance to shine in the supportive besties department, and Locke's sisters making their debut as his support system and future romance potential for Iris. I especially adored how Locke was able to be the person to finally get Chris through his anxiety, helping him see the root cause and support him, and Chris was able to be the one to finally pump Locke up enough to dare to stand up to his uncle and take back his crown. Bravo all around for this story. I loved every second, but especially the chemical connection between Locke and Chris. Fire. So well done, and I can't wait to read it again. You aren't an awakening, I whisper. You're the whole dawn. And I can't believe I ever thought I'd seen the sun before you.